This is the least expensive Mercedes-Benz on sale, and that makes it one of the most important. It might be your first Benz, and if it's good, your first of many. It's the A-Class, and early in 2020, it's brand spanking new and a machine that the marketing department hopes will tempt you upscale while convincing some loyal owners to add a second or third Benz to their driveway. That marketing department sure is smart. In fact, they even know that they have about 38 seconds to really wow the first-time shopper meeting this car as they walk up and approach and get seated inside. That all-important first impression. Which first involves seeing this exterior that energetically flaunts signature Benz touches with a fresh new face, and then slipping behind this, a dashboard that might make you swear. That's what I did the first time I took the wheel, because usually I expect a Mercedes interior with this sort of forward scenery to cost 2 or 3 times as much. In fact, if I've ever gotten a bigger first impression from a 45 grand car, I don't know what it was. And that's a strong signal that this is the real deal, even more so if it drives as well as it presents itself. More on that soon. For now, let's get acquainted with this tester. So pricing from about $37,000 with all-wheel drive, or in this particular case, loaded up with some options. What you're looking at comes in from the mid-40s, 2-liter turbo, 7-speed dual-clutch transmission with the flappers, and of course, all-wheel drive. So now that we're on the same page, let's just go back to that interior for a moment. I'll show you some of the finer details. So as I show you these finer details, remember that this car's shopper will tend to be fairly young, very connected, and extremely tech-savvy. Someone who doesn't mind a lot of screen time. And on those screens, everything is customizable, liquid smooth. The graphics are very, very good, and you can change the instrument cluster style faster than the wallpaper on your smartphone without your hand leaving the wheel. And there's a haptic feedback trackpad down here that feels natural in about 2 minutes as you use it to scribble your way around the screen above, which you can also touch if you prefer. The system is lovely to look at and also easy to use. In fact, even the backup camera has really, really good graphics. It doesn't have to, but that's a nice touch. Ditto the way that it's always clean, since mostly it hides out in here. Another nice touch. And nice touches help sell luxury cars, remember. Elsewhere, it's the signature Mercedes climate control console, very generous use of high-end metal trim with the seat heater controls built into the door. And if you're looking, you can find some cheap materials and exposed fasteners, and the seats aren't the fanciest ones I ever did see. Now that probably won't bug you much, really, and especially at night when the ambient fiber optic light show joins the vivid displays, and then what you see from your seat in the dark looks like $1,000,000. I've never seen an interior at this price that does nighttime ambiance so beautifully. More LEDs outside, the headlights specifically, they're powerful and work with a high-end look and feel just like you'd expect. So this is all checking out as the real deal so far, but is it big enough? Probably, if you're about average size and so are 3 of your passengers. It's a bit low to get in and out for some, no issues for me. I found it comfy snug, not cramped, not spacious. I could just fit behind my 5'10", 200-pound self. There are roomier choices if you need them. Quick poke in the trunk, deep, wide, good spring on the door, and God bless them, a proper grab handle for salt-free closing. If you need more space, you can get a hatchback too. Under the hood, it's a 2-liter Turbo 4, economy first, with 188 horses and 221 pounds of torque. I found it easy on fuel and pleasingly punchy, but it is light years from the gutsiest thing you could spend the money on. The low-end torque is pretty sweet though. Use sport mode around town and the A220 feels downright feisty, with plenty of kick for whisking you through your day. All that torque so low in the revs means lots of low-speed response, minimal noise, and plenty of smoothness. Still, sportier drivers will wish for more jam, they always do, and this little Ford does start to feel less and less punchy at higher speeds. I recommend full throttle for that fast pass or merge, and here, the engine never sounds like it's overworked and never becomes loud enough to interrupt your conversation. Mostly, and especially around town, it's pleasingly responsive, tastefully restrained, and like the interior, feels like your money's worth. There's a dual-clutch transmission with paddle shift. This is just a different type of automatic, although it works a bit differently than the automatic you might be used to on the inside. And that means that in some situations, as you just get the car rolling from a stop, throttle response can feel a bit vague or abrupt, but your right foot will quickly learn the timing required for the smoothest starts. Elsewhere, it's nice and snappy during spirited driving once you're in motion, though I did note a touch of clumsiness on a few gear changes. No issues with the all-wheel drive, these systems just keep getting better, and this is a great example. Specifically, there's immediate bite off the line with no need for a wheel to spin before four-wheel traction is available. That helps with less digging and slipping and more going. It also means the driver feels fantastic bite off the line. Even in deep powder, you can see the car just squat down and saunter off. It's on winter tires. I don't use all seasons in conditions like this, and neither should you. With winter rubber, you really feel that all-wheel drive system picking up on the extra grip and picking up on your vibe to give you what you want, traction galore all the time for one less thing to think about. The braking system picks up on the extra grip from those Pirelli winter boots too, fully capitalizing to give me fast and fuss-free stops over and over and usually in a straight line. Even if you don't like driving in the winter, I bet this car might change your mind. Steering lightens and heavies depending on your speed and situation. It's calibrated expertly, feels great just about all the time, and in sport mode, it's nice and thick and heavy for that fast, precise flick of the wrist feel the sportier folks love. The ride leans a touch sportier than some may like, but just a bit. If you typically find luxury cars to feel too stiff and rigid, I think you'll like what's going on here. Plus, it feels a bit heavier and denser on the road than its size leads on, and the ride stands up fairly well to even the rougher surfaces. Really, it rides right in that sweet spot between sporty and comfortable, but not too much of either. Drivers can fiddle and fine-tune things as well, using comfort mode for laid-back response and an easy-going drive, or sport mode for go-kart steering and hair-trigger torque. Eco mode helps make it easier for you to save fuel, and individual lets you assign a custom mode to your specific tastes.
And those drive modes, like just about every other Mercedes all the way up the line, means that you've got push-button access to the exact type of drive that you like.
So a lot of good news, but there do remain the gripes. The heated steering wheel switch is invisible from your seated position, so is the climate control temperature indicator. And the gear shifter is this wand that sits where you'll go looking for the wipers, and I never did get used to that or the idea that I might accidentally try and jam it into park while trying to spray the washers. I'm told a computer lockout would prevent catastrophe. Good thing, because I sure am clumsy. So in summary, there are a few quirky gripes that most drivers will overlook in exchange for a great ride, a lovely engine, excellent conduct in the snow, and just how nicely sorted this whole thing feels, doing pretty much whatever you want to get up to. And of course, that's simply one-of-a-kind after-dark drive. It's a solid taste of the luxury motoring high life on the relative cheap. Thanks for watching.